Hey creators, welcome back to another episode. And today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite things, which I know I say all of the time since everything feels like my favorite thing. Well, this time it is about cold pitching, pitching in general, and I'm going to help you craft a really banging, good cold pitch. I'm going to tell you what to do, what not to do, so buckle up, get out a notebook. If you are in my community, you will have gotten a 20 plus minute training on this, so I'm going to kind of break it down for you here. But if you want more in depth and to see actual examples of cold pitches I have sent that have gotten responsives, that have gotten me business, then that's going to be in the community, and the link to join that below will always be in the show notes for you. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's do it. Marie, play some like fun music or something. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so before you even think about opening your email or your Google Doc to edit your cold pitch, to write about it, we need to get the mindset right. So the goal of cold pitching is to make it about the person receiving the email and not about you at all. So the other piece of this is that I need you to get comfortable with being rejected. And what can be fun about cold pitching is that every single no that you get is closer to you getting a yes. Another thing I want you to think about is do things that other people normally wouldn't do. You want to be remembered. For example, I was pitching some tourism board or something in South Dakota, and I sent them a selfie with me and a bison. So like that was fun. That was creative. That was cool. That's not something everybody is doing. So what can you do that's as easy as attaching an image? Obviously, it's going to be best if you can like embed that image, because if you're cold pitching with attachments, it can often end up in the spam folder, and that's defeating the entire purpose of all of this work. So just get creative. What would you love to receive yourself? Because we need to remember that these are humans on the other side of this receiving this information. The last piece of mindset that I want you to think about is quantity. This is a numbers game. Cold pitching is a numbers game, and it's quantity, quantity, quantity. The more you can pitch quality leads, quality cold leads, the higher chance of return, of replies you're going to get. I need you to know that sending 30 pitches, 50 pitches is not enough. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to bring out like the hustle culture here for a second, but I fear this is what they've gotten right. Sending 30 pitches and being like, oh, nobody responded, my cold pitch sucks, is not enough. You need to send 100, 200 to then see, all right, who's responded to me? What was the data? Did it work? Was it actually a good pitch or not? So just keep in mind, it's a numbers game. And if that is overwhelming you, like, oh my God, how do I send 100 pitches? Again, that's a resource that I have in my community for creators. I actually teach you how to send 100 plus pitches that are personalized in the click of a button. So that's down below for you too. It's an incredible resource and something that I personally use because I'm not out here sending copy and pasting things 100 times. We're not doing that. There's smarter ways to do that. Your time is too valuable to be copying and pasting 100 times like that. All right, so let us walk into something that is important. No, that's so stupid. Everything's very important. By the way, my barista this morning was not interested at all in communicating with me whatsoever. I was like, hi, can I just have like a black drip coffee? I don't think she said one word to me. That sucks too, because she looked so cool and we could have been friends, but she obviously was having a day. And I wasn't going to force her to interact with me. Marie, you probably would have. All right. Researching and list building. Let's talk about this. So when you are finding contacts to pitch, I need you to email the top dog. I need you to email the top person at the brand you're emailing. I want this to be a director of marketing. I want it to be the affiliate manager of influencer partnerships. I needed to be the top person because if you email an assistant, I have news for you. They don't care and or they don't have the knowledge to know how good you are and what you could offer. But if you email the top dog and your email is good, They will forward it to who it needs to be forwarded to, or tell you, hey, go email marketing@brand.com. Another thing I want you to do is address these people that you've just found by name in your email. So in the email tracking, lead tracking spreadsheet I have for the creators in my community, I make them put a name column. So instead of being like, hi, this is my pitch, we can be like, hi, Brian, hi, Jenna, in the actual email. And again, I show creators how to do that across 100 emails without sending 100 individual ones, but they're personalized, because we need to remember these are humans on the other side of the screen. So we want to talk like them. And you would be more likely to get an email or respond to one if your name was on it, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, there are 1 million platforms to harvest emails, to scrape emails. Some I have used personally are Apollo.io, Hunter.io. There are so many. If you just Google, you will find one that works for you. What these do, they're browser extensions, essentially. So when I am visiting, like let's say I wanted to pitch REI. If I went to REI, I would then press on my little extension and it would scrape for me, find for me, everyone who works at REI who is in a marketing role. Obviously, it pulls all the rest of the roles because Apollo doesn't, or Hunter doesn't specifically know what I'm looking for, but I can filter through and find the people that I need. Another thing that is going to be incredibly helpful to help you find these connections is going to be LinkedIn. I know. And next month, we are going to talk much more about LinkedIn and how to use it, because I myself am learning how creators can show up there, specifically if they want to land brand deals or collaborations with things like tourism boards. If cold pitching makes you shake in your boots, there's a couple of things you can do before actually sending that email. And one of them is going to be warming up your leads. So that would be engaging with their content a couple of times before you pitch. Maybe it's liking, maybe it's commenting, maybe it's resharing, especially if you are on LinkedIn. Resharing with your own thoughtful response to what they're sharing is great. Gets you in front of them, things like this. Then you can take that and reference in your email to be like, hey, I saw that you did blah, blah, blah thing on LinkedIn. Thought it was cool. I reshared it. So now I wanted to take this step further and reach out. Now that we've got that behind us, we have the mindset. We know how to find the email leads. We know how to warm them up if you want. We need to write the perfect cold pitch. Again, I keep reiterating this because it is important. Every single email should be specific and personalized to the person you are emailing. I like to start by saying, hi, Marie. I saw that you are the founder of Your Girl Media. It's nice to connect with you. Then I go into who I am and what I can offer them, because it's not about me. This email is not about me. It's about them and how I can help them. Your emails are going to get replied to when they are relevant to your reader. So again, the pitch is about them and how you can help them and serve them and why you are the best person to do this. Another thing to keep in mind, I want these emails to be short. And you're using this email airspace to send over content ideas, to not share every single thing about why you're so amazing and the perfect person for this role. This is just to get the conversation started. This is not, don't expect to send this cold email and land a year-long partnership. Can it happen? Absolutely. But I don't want you to feel like there's so much pressure on this one email. We just want it to be a conversation starter, and you don't need to talk about every single thing in this one email. Another part of your email, the actual physical words of it, that I like to include is a TLDR, which is a too long didn't read, because we want to assume people have no time, especially the people we are reaching out to be like, can I have some of your time? So my TLDR is short. It's a recap of what I do, who I do it for, some of my credibility, And that's all I include, really. And like, here's how I could help you. That's just like a short, literally it's bullet point sections of the summary of why I even reached out to them. So if you're reading your email and you think you can delete something, please do. It means you should. There's no need for extra words. So the email structure, we want the first line to be a personal observation. So it shows you did your research. Like I said before, it's like, hi, Marie, I see that you're the founder at Your Girl Media. Or, hey, Marie, I see you got featured in Forbes 30 Under 30. Or, hey, Marie, I saw that you were just at a conference in Florida and that's so cool, blah, blah. We need to show that you did your homework. And you don't have to like extensively go and like find Marie's, phone number to do this. This doesn't have to be super long research. And especially if you have a team member or a VA, this is a fantastic thing to outsource. I personally outsource this first little piece of research if they are like a true cold lead. If I know them, then I'm already like, oh, like I already know Marie is 30 Under 30. I already know Marie is the founder of Your Girl Media. I'm going to put that in myself. So that's what goes in line 1. The second and third line, we want to be the problem or opportunity you are noticing. So maybe you have been following this tourism board, this brand, this creator for a while. We want to talk about, without shaming them or making them feel bad, what you could do to enhance something for them, what opportunity you are seeing that you could fill, and why it would be beneficial for them. And that's when we go into the next 2 lines. How can you help them in the most brief and specific way? We're going to follow that up with some social proof and credibility. And we're going to close it with a clear CTA. And that CTA, I need you to put in a question because humans are hardwired to answer questions. So if you end the email with like, looking forward to hearing from you, probably not going to get a response. But if you end the email with, what content task can I take off your plate? Do you work with creators? Do you have any open collaborations? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You'll get more responses. So if you've been sending emails and you're finding that you're not getting opens or replies, the first thing we want to do is start with editing your subject line, because that's kind of like the first step. If nobody is opening your email, some subject line examples I will give for you. Ideas for your Q2 content calendar, or if you have a mutual connection, like let's say somebody told me that I need to reach out to Marie, then I would be like, oh, Maddie told me I need to reach out to Marie. So it'd be like, Maddie suggested I reach out. Love what you're doing with specific thing, brand, or content ideas for brand. So those are just a couple, but I would first start with editing your subject line. Let's talk about when to send, when to follow up, and what to say in your follow-up. So I don't super recommend sending emails on Mondays or Fridays just because people are locked in and clocked in on Mondays, and on Friday they are clocked out. Do I think these are hard rules? No. Do I send emails on Mondays? Yeah. Tuesdays are inherently the best day for sending emails because Monday they've worked hard. Tuesday they're like, yeah, I'll hang out in my inbox more. Yeah, I don't want to really do the thing that I have to do. When it comes to following up, I need you to know that it's not annoying. It's only annoying if you make it annoying. It is business. Most people probably didn't even see your first email, so I need you to follow up at least 4 times. I cannot tell you how many times I've sent a 5th follow-up and someone is like, "What? Sorry, didn't even see this. Sorry, great idea. Actually, yeah, I would love to collaborate with you." So keep sending the emails. I was in your first follow-up. I usually do like a week later, and then you can kind of shorten the timeline a little bit by a few days on the next few follow-ups. It kind of depends on like their response. Like if I emailed someone on Monday and I got a response from them on Wednesday and they were like, yeah, this sounds interesting, like tell me your prices, I would follow up with them, like answer that email as soon as I can. And then if they emailed me that on Wednesday, I would follow up with them on Friday to be like, hey, did you have a question on the rates or whatever? Like I'm trying to move that along quickly and not kind of wait as long as possible. Okay, the last fun little tidbits I want to leave you with are email signature strategies. So you can include links to some of your best work, your subscriber count, your audience demographics under your like sign off. So you've asked a question, then you say like, bye. You can do a little dash, your name, or just end it with the question. And then underneath that, you can put in those extra things like links to some of your best work, subscriber count, audience, demographics, whatever. Another thing I love to do that works well for me is the PS. Okay, when's the last time you sent an email with a PS? I personally do it all the time. People read PS lines because it's kind of like interrupting their pattern of emails. It's not something we see all the time. You can use these for a secondary CTA, a social proof. Usually I do like PS, listen to the only marketing podcast for travel creators. That's like one of my PSs. And then if you're including links to things, actual hyperlinks, don't include more than 2 because we're going to get flagged as spam and that's not great. So the less attachments, the less links, amazing. That's all we want. Okay. So one last thing I wanted to mention. So you've sent your initial pitch. What are we going to say in the follow-up? We want to keep it as short as possible. Sometimes I just copy and paste my TLDR, be like, hey Marie, don't know if you saw my email. Here's a TLDR. And then I end it with a question. Is this still something you are considering? Do you need a content strategist for this? Whatever. Then an additional follow-up later on could be like, hi Marie, are you still looking for, and then insert what you provide, insert what you're bringing them, and then sign off. Like quick, easy. Don't need to tell them more information. We just want to be like, hey, are you still looking for newsletter support? ? Then we send it. So keep your follow-ups short as well. Okay, well now you have what you need to go and send some cold pitches. So I want to know on Instagram, how many cold pitches are you planning to send this month? How many are you going to send this week? Do you have anyone you can follow up with today to reach out to again and send them a cold pitch? I want to know on Instagram. I'm an email nerd. So send me a message there at Travel Content Writing, and maybe I'll give you a sneak peek into what's going on in our community when it comes to cold pitching. But until then, happy creating, and I will see you later. Just a reminder that you became a travel creator to travel, not to spend 12 hours in a cafe in Croatia, hunched over your laptop in total shrimp mode, wondering if your latest post is actually going to happen. Knowing how to create good content and knowing how to run a content creation business are 2 completely different skills, and absolutely nobody is talking about it. Well, except me. The Travel Creator Business Plan is the only business building community in the world for travel creators who want to move into business mode and not chase the next shot mode. Every month, you get one brand new business system delivered straight to the community. You also get monthly coworking sessions and Q&A sessions, as well as a private community of other travel creators who are building real businesses. Courtney, one of our members, says, you achieved more with me in 4 to 6 weeks than I did in 6 months with other programs. You gave me permission to chase not only what lights me up, but a business roadmap that matches my goals, not some cookie cutter process. And Courtney, I love having you in there. So if you are a travel creator who is done learning how to be a creator and ready to learn how to be a business owner, the Travel Creator Business Plan is for you. I'd love to see you inside, and I will leave a link to join us below in the show notes.
This podcast was produced by Your Girl Media.